Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. We got a Western Front battle going on here. Let me just change this so we can actually see them on the proper sides here. We have a twin SS match here on the Western Front against the Western Allies, as I said, obviously. Let's go through the players, shall we? On the SS side, we have Shadow playing as Panzerdivision for the Waffen SS. And we have BH-18 playing as Panzerjäger Tactics for the Waffen SS. On the Allied side, we have Draco Ragnar playing as Ranger Company for the United States of America. And on the British side, we have Pi playing as the Royal Commando Regiment. Not a thing we see very often. Let's just change the map again so it's the Allies are pushing in from the west. They're fighting somewhere in likely France or Western Germany, where the SS are trying to hold this rail yard from the advancing Americans and British forces. The BSS is having an engagement with the Echelon here. The Storm Pioneers. Storm Pioneers should be able to win that, but he's pulling further back to get more of an advantage. Looks like Pi and Shadow is having a little bit of a discussion. Got some rifle sections coming up for the British forces. So we'll have a little bit of a longer engagement here with the SS Grenadiers. We have some actual SS Grenadiers, not Panzer Grenadiers, not Sturm Grenadiers, against the Americans. You have Hitler Youth coming out here for Shadow. The Hitler Youth are pretty decent, cheaper alternative to normal Sturm Grenadiers you get as Panzer Tactics. They can sometimes be worth it, but at these ranges against the British, in a trench, definitely not. So the Grenadiers are doing a little bit better at these ranges against the US Riflemen. Not that the trench provides the best cover from this angle. More Grenadiers are coming in for the BH-18 by the looks of it. Not sure what the British engineers are trying to do there, because that does not make them harder to hit. See, we have a little bit of a more engagement down here. We have some recon squads coming out for Draco. Also for the British, we have a Recade team here. Now the Recade team has a little bit of a reputation for being perhaps a little too good. It'll probably require a nerf in the future. Like already getting a kill there. And another kill. Yeah, the Recade team is really good. We have the Germans fighting over here too. I see a Pi win for double Recade team. Now that could be a little problematic for Shadow. Now the American Recon team is not nearly as dangerous. Like the British Recon team is just really, really good. And Shadow seems to be having a little bit of a conversation still with Pi. An MG34 coming up from BH-18 here to try and put the fire on the Americans. We're attempting a grenade, but not far enough. Yeah, that trench is becoming a death sentence. MG34 coming out here for the Germans. Trying to shoot on the Recade team. This is probably the time where the Hitler Youth should start pushing up too. And they are. Let's see if this can work out. And here comes another Hitler Youth team. Yeah, he's just using double Recade team. Not sure what to think about that. It seems a little bit gamey, but it is very expensive to pull off. Like the Recade team is just too accurate. They're not armed with. They're not meant to be snipers. They need to be upgraded to be snipers, I'd say. Yeah, none of them have a sniper scope. So how they're accurate is not... I don't really understand, because, yeah, look, they're just tearing them apart! Also because Shadow is not pulling back after being shot up. He should probably pull a little bit further back. BH-18 seems to have successfully taken the trench down here, though. The Americans. We have a Jeep coming out. Oh, if that's gonna drive straight into MG34, that's not gonna be a good thing. We have a truck coming up for the Germans on the front. Ooh, Jeep needs to be careful. And it went straight into MG range. Not a good thing for it. I think it's gonna get shot to pieces pretty quick. It is a 50 cal Jeep though, but it's not gonna work anymore. Ah, he's just creeping up with the red case. Oh, come on, Pi. Oh, come on, there's no fun in that. We have a Brent carrier coming out for Pi here, and a Vickers coming the rear. I personally think that these recce teams should probably not be armed with sniper rifles. I think that's a little silly. Oh, we have an Overblitz coming out for BH-18, probably to reinforce at the front. But now Shadow finally has a little bit of a forward emplacement set up, so he can reinforce the Hitler Youth. And even an MG-34 team can reinforce from here.
Carrier ready to move off.
American aircraft coming in. Ah, they're airdropping medical supplies for the British. Interesting. And here come the Hitler Youth, alongside a command half-track. Yeah, those recce teams are perhaps a little too powerful. They're not meant to be shooting at the enemy. They're meant to be scouting them out. We have another truck coming up for BH-18 down here. BH-18 is digging in heavily, even setting up an outpost and everything. I'll perhaps put the MG inside it, but the MG might not be able to point out in that direction. That's understandable. But the British don't really have anything to counter the command half-track. We have more team coming out for Shadow. BH is still trying to dig in here. We have a air-cooled 30 cal. The rifleman prepared to try and flank, but that's just gonna come out in the open and get mowed down. And just at the worst time too, because these grenadiers just got armed with MP40s. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, that's really brutal. We now have the mortar for Shadow, probably to try and counter the British recce. Oh, we have a commando squad coming out. I suppose he is commando, so makes sense. A first commando assault team. Oh, yeah, interesting. Yeah, the recce only costs 270? Yeah, that might be a little bit too good, yeah, I'd say. We have the mortar here, which is hopefully gonna cause a little bit of an issue for the recce. And here come the recce teams trying to sneak up again. Cheeky buckets. He has to put a grenadier squad, just trying to hold down the center. Again, the British don't really have much that can deal with the Funkwagen here. Well, they are still hitting the Hitler Youth in the background, which he just now noticed. But the mortars are a threat to them, forcing them to pull back further. You have the first commando squad. First commando brigade team. Now these guys are really good if they get close. They are armed with gammon bombs, which are really powerful. Essentially, is a, as you can read, it's a plastic explosive that just explodes on impact. Really powerful tool. The B8 has dug in heavily. Americans are doing a bit of a push yet, but they've gotten a crowd mower. Yeah, the Americans actually don't have a lot of infantry. You should probably invest in some. He lost a lot earlier. British have kind of fortified their front line though, yeah. But the mortar is threatening them. Got a pack gun for the pack 40 by looks of 7.5 centimeter. Pretty average anti-tank gun for the Wehrmacht and the Waffen SS. I think the premier anti-tank gun for the Germans during World War II. Some Sturm Grenadiers coming out here. Moving to hold up in the trench.
Ready for orders.
Mortar is somewhat keeping the British at bay. Not a lot of engagements going on currently. We have a Puma coming out for BH-18. A good average light vehicle for the Germans, which is a decent gun. Can be used for good infantry support and can even damage light allied vehicles and tanks. If you can flank heavy allied tanks, you can also do a little bit of hurt on them. But it looks like they're being pinned down by an MG inside the building. The British are armed with a silent stance. Oh, it makes the enemy easy to suppress. That's what this machine gun does. Very fascinating. We have a Stuart coming up for the British. Oh, the British have set up quite a force here. While the Germans still hold both fuel points, which is threatening the Allies' approach to take this rail yard. We have an American 57mm gun coming up here. It'll threaten the Puma, definitely.
Ready. Send orders.
I look at the German front again. The Hitler Youth is starting to be armed with Gewehr 43s by the looks of it.
Enemy fire!
Again, very little he is able to threaten the Funkwagen. But it might get too close to the commandos. Yeah, it's been spotted, but the commandos have been spotted by the Funkwagen. Oh, they're gonna put a cannon? Ah, they threw the cannon on the house. Fascinating choice. Funkwagen is calling in artillery on the rain carrier. I would personally have thrown it over here. The Puma is been severely damaged. Americans still don't have a lot of infantry. The Funkwagen is still threatening the British position heavily. Oh, but now it's being hit by armor-piercing shots from the Vickers. And the Stuart is coming up. Oh, looks like the Hitler Youth are actually getting shots in the sappers here. From that flank, very nice. Now the advantage of the Funkwagen is you still get a combat officer out of it, even if it gets killed. So he now has essentially a Sturm Grenadier squad, which can serve as an artillery support. They have counter mortar coming out for the British here.
There's a shiny new officer and gentleman ready to go.
You have a recon squad coming out for the SS and Aufklärer. On the SS side, we're getting a second Puma. Oh, he's also some infantry. And we've got some Rangers coming out now for Draka. Rangers are pretty good. Very elite infantry for the US Army. Probably some of the best elite base infantry you can get. But they are commando specific. I would say only airborne are likely better. I'll probably put them on par with the US Airborne in all honesty. Well, they are probably better in other situations. Like, I'd say the Rangers are probably a lot better at dealing with tanks than the Airborne are. They can be equipped for it, generally. And they can get the heat bazooka. They're being armed with a BAR marksman and carbines. Fascinating. Pumas probably pushing up here. That's going to be bad because that's a 57mm and that's a crowd mower. We also have a Piet launcher there. Oh, Piet actually got a penetrating shot, and that was a very good score for the Commonwealth right there. I have a commando captain present. Aufklärer NG-34 is in a pretty good position to cover this area.
Supply half-track is in action. Standing by for setting of command post.
Aufklärer will definitely stop the commandos from being sneaky. We also have a commando sniper team. Now this is a sniper team I can understand. It's meant to be powerful, because that makes sense. Oh, it looks like that the Recce are being armed with hunter-killer loadouts, which gives them a Boys AT rifle. Now that is exceptionally powerful. Gives them ability to deal with light vehicles and even medium vehicles. Looks like the Americans pushing up the sandbags here and pulling fire in that trench. That's a lot of firepower from the US coming in right here. The BAR marksman is definitely going to give them an advantage. Ooh, supported by mortar fire too. Oh, that storm grenade here might be able to survive. That's that smoke grenade, and yes, it did. That is very useful for BH right there. We got another pack coming out for Shadow. The Allies are not getting the most armor currently, but we are seeing a Steward coming out for the American. And we got the AEC out for Pi. Now the AEC is a very powerful little light vehicle here for the US, not for the US, the UK commandos. The British commandos are the only commanders I know that gets the AEC, and the AEC is very good. Looks like the hunter killers and the commander snipers are murdering people. Oh, he's going just full on sniper spam? That's kind of nuts, in all honesty. I would say that should probably be fixed somewhat, because Recon Squad should not be that good at just sniping people. Like, look, the German one doesn't even have any kills yet, despite having fired on the commandos for ages. But meanwhile, the British Recce is just murdering anyone. And that's kind of nuts. That is perhaps a little too good. That definitely needs a nerf. See for BH. Not seeing much currently. But the Americans, we're getting another double Steward. Okay. British, we got. Ah, look at that. We have 30th Assault Commander recon teams behind the German lines. Probably infiltrated from that building. The question is if the Germans noticed. And yes, they've been noticed. Okay. That's the one thing you need to watch out for if you're playing as the Germans against Commando. You need to keep an eye on if you've been spotted or not. Oh, that's a Gammon bomb, I think. Oh yes, but it didn't do much damage. So that was a wasted Commando squad. Yep, the British Recce teams moving up again. We also have a Command F1 now for Shadow. A very good little vehicle to have, especially in these conditions. Stuart's using shrapnel rounds, but the Puma is present. Shrapnel's not going to do much against the Puma. Yeah, now that Puma is showing its versatility right here. Able to threaten these Stuarts. Oh, there goes the one of the tracks. Yeah, you can actually see the track right there. Not going well for the Americans. The British are trying to push a little bit up again, but the F1 is present. I do think all the Recce teams armed with the Hunter-Killer loadout should be able to threaten it somewhat by chip damage. We have some Alf Cloud moving up behind cover there to keep a good eye on the front line. Yeah, some 17th Panzer Grenadiers now for BH-18. These are some really good and well-armed Panzer Grenadiers. They're able to get the LMG 42 100 rounds, really useful. You can also arm them with the MP40, so they are actually pretty good at all ranges if you arm them with both. You can also be armed with anti-tank rifles and even Panzer Trucks if they get to veterancy. So it kind of depends on what role you want them in, but they're some of the best Panzer Grenadiers in my opinion. That is a lot of recon teams right there. But that F1 is going to be able to threaten so much. It's calling in some artillery. There goes the brain carrier, and that's some heavy mortar shells. Oof. Unfortunately, the Piat is proving once again to be not the best. But one good penetrating shot is all it takes to threaten. Everyone's gonna have to be careful there. It looks like the AEC was not able to penetrate it. artillery coming from the Americans down here. Didn't do much to the German line. Is that a Sherman? Yes, that's an A2 Sherman. And that could actually threaten the Germans. And because remember, he's getting a 57mm of his own. Heads off of BH-18. A decent choice. If it doesn't get penetrated. We have Stuka bombardment coming in here to do decap it. And the Hunter Killers are once again just threatening everything. Like, that is stupid. That is just silly. Able to do that and move up on an MG like that. That should not be a thing. Like, shame on you, but that's just stupid. We have engagement down here. Puma and Hetzer. Oh, the Puma's down! Let's see if the Hetzer can save the day. Oh, it bounced! Oh, yeah, the Americans are pulling back after that. Oh, that's a scary engagement. But the Puma did get destroyed. Shadow is still holding despite what he's facing. The more commandos sneaking up. Looks like we have an assault team here. With 4 silenced stun guns. Dangerous. We also have a Commander Lieutenant present. Perhaps he's planning to sneak up close and throw gammon bombs. But there is a recon here, able to spot him. So they're not going to be able to do what they want to. Oh, that's just silly again. The Raycon team's just able to shoot them there. Is he trying to lay a mine? Oh, so he is. Probably to help deal with a tank in the future. Yeah, the hill is not doing well for... Oh, and an AT rifle got the tracks in the tank. Not good. Shadow is not doing too well there. American's getting a Scot, I think. Yep. But the Brits will still not be able to take the fuel, though. Net F1 is actually keeping the Germans at bay. Not the Germans. Keeping the British at bay exceptionally well. Despite the bad position it's in. Shadow can also replenish his troops, but he's not really doing it. He has the resources. Artillery and everything coming in on it too, but Pia took it out in the end. Shadow, retreat that crew. Looks like BH-18 is pushing up. Oh, but it's pushing straight into an American Sherman. But it got a penetrating shot on the main gun. Oh! Now that is really good on him. But there was too many AT guns by the looks of it. Yeah. To risk moving up further.
Send orders.
Oh, Panzergrenadiers need to be careful as they move.
Ready yourself for orders.
Looks like the British are digging in with the trench here. And the commanders in Rec are preparing to sneak up with a silly tactic again. Silly sniper creep. And oh, good mortar shell there from BH-18 right on the Americans. There are also some artillery coming in. And we have to start firing now. That's gonna threaten their lines a bit. Another Stuka coming in here. We have this sniper creep again. And those Recce teams are being a little bit silly. Like, I would understand the sniper commander, but he's only got 2 kills. These Recces are racking up 30 and 27 kills. Ah, but that might be the end of them. Stukas of Fuss. Oh, almost killed him. Like the Scot threatened the German position here heavily. You have Beobax-Panzer here. That's a command Stuk, who's also, its main objective is actually to coordinate the artillery. They're gonna be hard to push up there with the commandos in the fields.
Ready for action.
Ooh. Shadow should get some more hit the youth. Or you should get some first SS Panzer Division. They'd also do the job pretty well. Well, Pi is not actually have a lot of manpower, surprisingly. Well, then again, commandos are expensive. We have a Granatwerfer here for BH-18, probably to counter the American artillery. But I'm not sure what it's gonna do against the Scots. Oh, he's sneakily digging up stuff and defenses in the commando camp? That's sandbags, okay. He's taking sandbags in the trenches with the commandos. Americans are preparing for something, I think. They're mortar firing. Probably a flare. Yeah, that's almost a flare. Okay. A para-flare. Razor being sneaky little gits with their commandos as expected. Using the commando captain to capture some ground. Ah, they're starting to get spotted though. Oh, that assault team might be planning something. Wait, what? I missed that. What happened? That's got to get destroyed by a mortar? What? Oh, yes, I expected this. The assault team gammon bombed that area. Oh, that's dangerous. And the gammon bomb is very dangerous. The commanders have a lot of very nice tools, but they are quite expensive. But I do think these recce teams outclassing the freaking commando sniper, it makes absolutely no goddamn sense. I'll just say that. Germans are digging in further down here. Looks like the SS are adamant about holding this position. They will delay the Allied push into Germany. These are Waffen SS division, so they are fanatical Nazis, likely. Bastards. Oh, we also have a command panther for Shadow. Now this is likely to be a little bit of a problem for the British to deal with. Almost immediately it's burning him to push back. But he lit mines. There's some modified mines around here. AAC down to the command panther.
The enemy hit our armor rather badly.
There's some artillery coming in on it. It's like 3-inch mortars. They're the most dangerous, but it's just to scare him off. But the fact Shadow got a command panther, yeah, commando is not going to be well suited to deal with that. Command panther generally, commando is not that good against tanks. You really have to rely on mines to get rid of them. Ranger is much better equipped if you can get like a jumbo or something. See, we have an MG coming into the trench there. We have another F8 coming up for BH-18. We have a 3-inch gun for the Americans. Manpanther's slowly creeping up. Oh, artillery coming in under the German position here. Sounds like that might be fire for effect. No, not fire for effect, that's widespread. Didn't do that much damage, but it did scare him. So the American AT guns are moving up to help deal with the Panther here. Meanwhile, we have commandos sneaking about here. Oh, we do have some Leibstandarte now coming out for Shadow. Some elite infantry to replace his Hitler Youth. These are some very effective Panzer Grenadiers as well. They can also be armed with MP40s, but like en masse. We make these guys into essentially assault infantry. Oh, Piat. Oh, but the Piat overshot. Again, the Piat is showing its worthlessness as an AT weapon that's reliable. Oh, but that one didn't penetrate. Oh, the AT guns are not doing too well either. That BS shot did penetrate though. Sometimes it pays that patience, and those Hitler youth did not move despite there being clear artillery coming in on them. That is quite some accurate artillery right there. Oh, right on the Pashtun Pioneers. And now we have the Veteran 05 Recce teams. Recce team. What the fuck? Look at that range. That is absolutely nuts. That's absolutely nuts. They should not be allowed to be that powerful.
There's an officer awaiting orders.
They're meant to be recon, they're not meant to be snipers.
Pioneer group is ready for action.
We have some Stooks being engaged by the machine gun in there. This is the BO box one, so it's not really the most dangerous.
Officer ready to be deployed.
Looks like the British are slowly changing their focus more to the center. Probably realizing they cannot deal with Shadow's tanks that easily. But now the Stooks is starting to push up here on Alpha BH. Alongside Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers out in the open like that is a death sentence. Need to stay by the Stooks. Oh, now the Stooks are pushing up the Americans. Americans with the Biopax Panzer, the Hetzers moving up too. Oh, that Sherman's getting too close. But it got shot by the Hetzer. Meanwhile, the F8 is on anti-tank gun duty. Oh, critical shot at the Biopax Panzer. Artillery coming in on the Germans. But Germans are just gonna push through. Despite being mowed down by the machine guns. Oh, artillery strike right on the Stoop there. Oh, that hurts. Germans are slowly taking out the American defenses. Well, not looking good for the Americans here. We have some commanders trying to sneak through here, but they got stopped. Very good job by the Germans there. The British need to pull something out. That's a 95mm howitzer on the combo right there.
Ready to give someone a bloody nose.
Looks like the SS are pushing up this side again with a Leibstandard. And with scoped MP44s. Around the open like that against the commandos is not working. That said, the Panther is still proving it's powerful. Oh boy, yeah. The British are not able to hold this for long, I think. That's a 76 German though. That could threaten the German position here. But the Germans are stubbornly still standing there. They're not pulling back. Oh, they lost the pack. That's one of the Stooks. Oh, we have a Stuka coming in right here. Probably to destroy the... Yeah, to destroy the AT gun. This is getting really close here. Oh, fuck. Ah, there's a Panzer strike on this Panzer Stoom Pioneer squad. Oh, and Rangers are mowing everyone down. Oh, this is getting really close down there. What's happening on the other side? Some artillery going in on the Panther. He's trying to just keep the Panther at bay, I think. We have a Sherman 5 here for high. But I don't think the Americans can hold for much longer. The British need to make a push or something. Oh, with 76 German down. Americans should probably relocate some of their troops.
Unit ready and on the field.
We have a Ranger team coming in mechanized. But they're gonna run straight into German tanks. Well, German armored vehicles, not tanks. Brits are trying to push up now. Now the Panzer Grenadiers are being present. Anyone on your flank? Not much is happening yet. Oh! Artillery destroyed the Recce teams! Well, that's gonna hurt. Shadow even mentions it. And Pi even acknowledges it. And the Panzer Grenadiers are slowly pushing through the Americans, which took support.
Your sniper's trained.
And the Man Panther's moving up again.
Send authorized infantry.
Oh, and there goes the trench. That is gonna put the British position into jeopardy. Man. Oh, yeah, the Sherman 5 is not gonna do much against the Panther. Oh, and the Allies surrender. But it's obvious why, because BHS is pushing into the American base as we speak. Looks like the German counterattack here worked, and it's gonna keep the Allies at bay from pushing further into Germany. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye bye!